Okay, let's start from here. So, what are the consequences of non-compliance, basically? So, for example, if I am a manager, I am working in an organization, and we are not following the health and safety. So, what could happen? What could go wrong? So, uh, these slides are based on the information or legal applicability in United Kingdom, UK, England, British. So, health and safety legislation is usually a criminal offense. So, if an organization is not fulfilling this, so basically it is a criminal offense, which could lead to number one, enforcement actions of two types. It could be improvement or it could be prohibition. So, for example, if there is a officer or an inspector, he comes to visit your site, your construction site or your plant. He look at the plant and he says, okay, fine, you need to improve this process. For example, if we talk about the scenario that we have discussed in the examination, that there was no floodlight in the car parking area. So he can make a suggestion that you need to improve the car parking area, you need to improve the floodlights in the car parking area, or he can say that, okay, you need to park all the vehicles in reverse. So these kind of improvement action he can suggest. Then another is prohibition. What is prohibition? So something that you are doing, something that the organization is doing, which could lead to accident, injury, ill health, fatality. For example, he can say that you are allowing your drivers to visit the dangerous places at night, and you should avoid this. For example, if this is the case that a company is uh, asking his drivers to go to the dangerous areas, security prone areas after the sunset. So this is something which is hazardous, which the company is doing. So he can ask, so the officer can ask that you should prohibit this kind of things. So this is clear.
Sir, can you repeat, please?
Yes.
Prohibition.
So in improvement, what happens is,
I'm just asking the prohibitions.
so for the prohibition, if there is any process, any activity which is going on and which could be fatal, which could be hazardous to the organization, which could be hazardous to the people working around there. So the officer can ask that you should avoid these kind of activities, or he could issue the prohibition notice that you are prohibited to carry out this work, this kind of work, or this activity for such and such time until you improve these situations. For example, if I'm working in a plant and there is a machinery which is cutting something, and that machinery do not have any guard or it do not have any safety mechanism, so the officer can come and he will raise the observation that yes, you are using this machinery, but this machinery is basically not in a safe environment and you need to avoid using this machinery. So this is something like prohibition notice.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yes.
then there are different steps. The organization can go into the prosecution as well. For example, the officer can decide that okay, this was my first visit or first tour, and at this tour I'm not giving you any, you can say, warning, and I'm just giving you the prohibition notice or improvement notice. But later on, if he comes again after 1 month or 2 months and the situation is not getting better, he will definitely give fine to the organization, or he can ask the organization to come into court of law to prove their standing, to improve on their health and safety mechanisms. So this is the prosecution. This is another stage which could lead to unwanted results for the organization. So this is clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So next thing is International Organization of Standardization, ISO. Let me give you a little brief about something, that why ISO was required. Okay, so all of us are aware of oxygen, right?
Yes.
So what is oxygen?
It's a gas present in our air.
Okay, and
From
how it
which
is
we can survive.
measured? For example, if we have one measuring criteria, that is ABC. So let's assume there are 150 countries and everyone start naming these gases by their own name. So then what will happen?
Conflict.
Confusion, conflict. So oxygen is oxygen in China, it is oxygen in KSA, it is oxygen in Oman, it is oxygen in Russia. Everywhere it is known with a single name, that is oxygen. Why? Because it is a standardized system. Everywhere we go, all the chemicals, all the gases, everything, they have a same name. They have same chemical formula because this is universally accepted. So what happened was, when all the world slowly started to transform into health and safety management system or quality management system, so many countries, many organizations, many states, they started to make their own health and safety management systems. So they started to make their own quality management systems. So many different things were going on at the same time. So now, what is the challenge if we have so many standards? The challenge is, if I am a company, I'm a big company. For example, I am Pepsi. So if I am working in 100 countries, now I need to make different health and safety management systems. I need to make different documentation according to different standards. So that is why there was no standardization. And I am talking about 60 years back, 70 years, 80 years back. At that time, so many things were going on. So what happened? An institute, that is International Organization for Standardization, which is also known as ISO. So they made a committee. This is the largest organization doing the standardization. This is not only making standards in health and safety, they are making standards in so many different domains, that you can go on their website, you can find standards for even making papers, what should be the size of the paper. For example, A4 paper which we use, it has the same length or width everywhere around the globe. So they are making standardization for so many things. So what happens is, international standardization, or ISO, International Organization for Standardization, what they did, they made management systems. So what is a management system? Yes, anyone? What is a management system?
The system should all work with the same system. Like that, I think.
Sorry, come again.
One system for all and work with same system,
Okay,
not with a
so
different system.
yes, what is management system? Management system is a set of rules, it is a set of policies, it is a set of procedures. So for example, you come to a company, what is the first thing? They do the interview, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They do the interview, and every company has different policy or procedure. In some companies, you need to do minimum 3 interviews. In some companies, you need to do minimum 5 interviews. In some companies, depending upon the position, you need to have around 5 shortlisted candidates. So that is a rule, basically. It is a part of a management system. So a management system is a set of rules. Then after the interview, if you are shortlisted, you get the offer letter. When you sign the offer letter, you get the joining letter. When you join the company, you are in probation. When you pass the probation, you become the permanent employee. So what is this? This is a set of rules. Rule number 1, rule number 2, rule number 3. So a management system is set of rules. So how we can make management system? For this, the ISO has made so many standards, but the most popular standards are the following. For example, ISO 9001, it is a quality management standard. What do we mean by quality? Quality means the overall process of the company. So what a company do? For example, if a company makes bicycles, then they will have their own processes written down. So what is step 1, what is step 2, what is step 3, how many machinery we require. So all these things. So to make those things happen, ISO 9001 is a document which will provide the guidance. So are we clear?
Yes, it's clear.
So what is a management system? Yes, Abdul Karim, what is management system?
It's rules.
Yes, it is a set of rules, procedure, and policies. Yes, Waleed, what is management system?
A set of policies and rules.
Yes, set of procedures, rules, policies. Yes, Zayad. What do we mean by
Yes.
quality management?
It is meant that the rules, regulations, and management
Okay, what
set of
is,
policies.
yes, what is quality basically? What is quality? Let me ask you one thing. So what is your favorite soft drink?
Standard.
What is your favorite
To
soft
check the
drink?
standard, we
Yes, standard. You have mentioned a word standard. Yes, it is very right word. So what is your favorite soft drink?
7 Up.
7-Up. So you go on Saturday, you drink a 7-Up, the taste is same. You go on Sunday, you drink the 7-Up, the taste is same. You go on Friday, you drink the 7-Up, the taste is same, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's suppose if you go on Saturday, your 7-Up is sweet. If you go on Friday, your 7-Up is so sour. If you go on Wednesday, your 7-Up is salty. So are you going to like this?
No, the quality is poor.
Yes, the quality is poor. There is no consistency. There is no consistency. There is no uniformity. So one time the 7-Up is sweet, the other time it is salty, the other time it is maybe spicy or something. So it means the company do not have good process. They are not aware of what they are doing, or there are so many inputs that they are not able to manage those inputs. So this is how the quality management system works. It gives the guidelines to a company so that they can make sure that their processes are well defined. So it is interlinked with environmental management system, which is ISO 14001. And in ISO 14001, what we do, we try to make sure that all our processes which we have defined in ISO 9001, they are also compliant to environmental requirements. The company is committed to follow the environmental regulations. The company has identified the processes. The company has identified the environmental laws. The company is aware of environmental waste management. The company knows how to reduce the waste. They are aware how to dispose that waste. So if all those things are written down, if all those things are reported, if all those things are present, then it means that they are following environmental management system. The next step,